Hello and welcome to KEYPOINT, and on this edition we are bringing you a special under the theme Civic Forum, an open dialogue between citizens and leaders. This is a platform where concerned citizens get to ask questions directly to one of their leaders, and then we are going to be talking about governance, development, accountability, and also to have a constructive exchange between youth or citizens and a leader as well. So with me I have Senator Sena Alepui, who is a senator equally and a minority leader in Togo. Thank you for honoring the invitation.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be on. To be here to answer the questions of our young citizens, and I hope I'll be able to answer all the questions that they will have. I hope it serves you.
Yeah, I think my guests as well and my audience also will be pleased to get some of the response, because this is a one-of-a-time situation. And I have here Mr. Daniel Agbebleu, who is a concerned citizen, and right beside him, Mr. Selom Olympio, who is also a concerned citizen. Thank you very much for coming.
It's my pleasure, Jerry.
I hope we are in the heat of the moment.
Oh yes.
I'm just here to moderate this session, so let's take. I will take my very first question, which is talking about what is the role of a ruling government towards its citizens. So that will be my very first question for the senator.
Well, thank you very much for asking this question. My answer will be twofolded. The first, the role of a government is to deliver the results that are linked to its project, to its program. Like I would say, you know, when the political parties are campaigning, they are promoting a program.
Sorry to interject. Could you raise your voice a little bit for us?
Yes. Okay. So as I was saying, the role of the government, once elected, is to execute its program and deliver all the results that are in its program, and that's one of the main role. And the second role is to protect and serve the citizens. So put in place systems and processes that offer a good economic environment, a safe environment, so security as well. Ensure that the image of the country, diplomacy, is well maintained as well, and that people, and guarantee freedom of speech and freedom of having a business and making money. So the role of the government really is to create a system where citizens can feel free, can operate, and can have a good life, basically, by putting in places the different programs or projects that they've promoted during their campaign.
So this means there's a little bit of accountability, honoring what has been promised.
Definitely, and as we're moving forward, the accountability is becoming something that is more and more important, because we've moved to a parliamentary regime, as you know. Before we were in a presidential system, where the president will, during the campaign, will promise a lot of things, and once he's elected, he will disappear for 5 years. Until the next election, and come with different stories. I'm going to quote you
on that.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be honest and tell the truth, right? With the new parliamentary system that we have, the power has shifted from the president to the MPs, members of the parliament, that are accountable to the population of their constituency. So it's increased accountability, providing that the citizens know their rights and hold them accountable for everything that they've promised during the campaign, right?
Okay, so this actually leads me into my very next question, which is the second question, which is, in what ways is the new constitution efficient or helpful to the Togolese than the previous one?
Well, the previous constitution, as I was mentioning, is that the President of the Republic holds most of the power and executes through the government the way he wants to. He has 5 years to do whatever he wants to do, and it's very difficult to hold him accountable, right? Okay. Now with the new system, the responsibility, some of that responsibility in terms of accountability is shared among the MPs. If I can give you an example, if we take my constituency, for instance, which is Anier, if during the campaign there are some projects there to open a factory or do a certain number of things that are not done, With the parliamentary system, I don't need to say, oh, this president didn't do anything. I will go to my MP and say, hey, you promised that this will be done in the next 5 years. These are the list of your deliverables. How are we doing on that? And if he's distant, so he's not willing to answer you or to work with you, in the next 5-6 years, you don't vote for him. So the pressure is on him to hold also the government accountable, because the president of the council comes from the majority, right? So the government, even if it's the government with his colleagues in the government, due to the increased accountability in his role as MP, he has to ensure that they are doing their job and hold them accountable to the deliverables that they have as well. So it's a change, a shift in the way we are operating, and it's very important that we explain to people that now they have more power than before.
Okay.
If nobody tells them that they have more power than before, they would think that they have less power or no power, and that leaves or gives room to everybody in power to just do whatever they want without any accountability, and that leads to bad governance on the political side of things, bad governance on the economic side of things. It's just people are just not aware of their rights, and that's why we are coming more and more often to tell them that things have changed. They may have not changed the way you expected them to change, but they have changed.
On that.
They have changed, and you have more rights, and it's your duty to hold your MPs or your municipal councillor or all the elected bodies in the country accountable for the job that they're doing and for the promises that they have made.
Okay, so I'm moving on to one actual question that I think we treated on the other topic. Why has Togo been without a government since May 2nd? And then I'm going to couple it also with, is this not a violation of the new constitution, given that they have less than a year to establish the institutions? And then what will be the consequences for the country? So first, why is it without a government? Is it a violation? And then what are the consequences?
Well, is it a violation? I would say that no. The thing is that we have a government. The thing is that the Prime Minister has resigned, and until you have new ministers, the incumbent ones are just running the country, right? So the country is still running, people are still getting paid, people are still going to school, everything is business as usual. The only thing is that we'll have a new government very soon, right? And
how soon, if we can ask, how soon?
Well, I wish that people have voted for us and that we had majority. We will have appointed the government in the days following the implementation of, or the election of the President of the Republic. I believe that the President of the Council, His Excellency Mr. Fornya Singbe, may be taking his time because he knows that the game has changed now. A lot of people don't understand that the game has changed. The government that we are expecting now is not going to be a government like the previous governments, where ministers are like gods and you can't talk to them, you can't ask them anything, and you have to bow when you see them. Now they are serving the people. So you need people that are competent, you need people that are accountable for what they are doing, you need people that can deliver the results that are in the program, or else they will lose the majority that they have currently at the next election. And I believe that he knows that now, and he's taking his time to pick, I hope, to have a good team that can implement his program.
So it is not a violation, if I'm understanding correctly?
Well, the thing is that the constitution that we have, the Fifth Republic Constitution that we have, whether it's that constitution or the previous one, I would like anybody saying that it's a violation to come out with an article saying that you have to implement the government within a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months.
So there's no specific timeline, if I'm understanding?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. And the constitution is available to everybody, right? If you don't have it, it's available on my website, also at www.alipui.com. And we've translated the constitution in English, in Portuguese, Arabic, French, and it's 5. I'm forgetting the last one. So you have it in like 4 or 5 languages. You can read it. If you find an article that says you have a week or a month or something to appoint a government, then let us know.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't appoint ministers, so right now I'm answering the question. But
you get a question.
It's not my responsibility to appoint ministers. So
okay. So there have been reports, clearly we've seen on social media, whether there have been arguments about if it is AI or not, but definitely there have been demonstrations, there have been arrests, there have been deaths, there have been injuries. And the public prosecutor had announced that there will be an investigation that has been launched. It's been 3 months. What are the results?
I'm afraid that I have to answer for all the things that I've been criticizing myself. As minority leader, this is what we'll be asking the ruling party or the government in the upcoming weeks, right, in October. But what I can say is that it's really unfortunate that due to politics we're still losing lives in this country. I thought that Togo has passed that stage of politics already, but it's really unfortunate, and I hope that through dialogue and everybody doing his job properly, will really be able to avoid violence, whether it's in our thoughts, in our speeches, and in our acts. Right? But for the investigations, when we meet back in October, I will come with an answer, because I'll go and I'll hold them accountable for what they've started, right? They said they're investigating. We need to know what happened to those people and what happened really, because we can't lose one citizen, and especially if it's young people. They are our future. We need to protect them.
Okay, so there's a group that had a press conference called Les Sentinelles du Peuple. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah. And then they announced that they are more or less like a vigilante group. But the question one of our guests is asking is that what actions has the country or the state taken against this group, and is it now legal to be able to form self-defense groups in Togo?
Well, I think that's a very interesting question. Whether it's legal, militias are not supposed to be legal in Togo, and I believe that
they did clarify that they are no militia group. I don't know if it is true or not, but maybe their mode of actions or whatever they do might tell us if they are or they are.
Well, I believe that our defense services are doing a very good job. I don't see why someone else wants to get involved into security matters. We have one of the best armies in West Africa. We have very efficient policemen and women on our streets doing a great job. They need to get a better salary, right, and better coverage, probably for health, because I see them every morning in the streets, and you can't imagine how much dust and toxic gases they're inhaling. I hope that their working condition improve over time, but I believe that they are doing a good job. Lomé is a safe city. I don't think that anybody should pretend or should try to do their job. That will bring confusion, and that will become a different problem down the road.
Okay,
but now, that being said, if it's illegal, then they will be dissolved, right? Because we're in a democracy, and every citizen has the right to question why do we have groups like this, and what's their purpose, and if it's not legal, then they shouldn't exist. I don't support militias or any defense groups like that. I don't think that it's their job. I think that the government has to continue doing his job. They're doing a great job. The country is safe. So there's no reason whatsoever to have groups operating like that.
Okay, so thank you very much for responding to the questions. Now I'll be allowing the guests to have a one-on-one session with you, because that's what the topic is saying. So we'd have to structure it in a way. So maybe I will take 2 questions each that the senator can respond to. Try to, as much as possible, to make it brief and concise so we can move. So I'll start with me, Mr. Daniel.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Taking my time, listening carefully to the honorable minority leader, I believe we are all in the same position, because he has no power as we are here to. And the majority of my questions, it's like I will be addressing to the wrong person.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only one that I see having a link directly with him right now here, he just mentioned that under this new constitution, there's a shift of power from the president to the MPs. So if in my constituency there's no development, I don't have to shout and ask the president. I have to attack my MP. So
attack in the context of question.
Yeah, so this is how I want to put the question to him. are there any budget allocated to the MPs in Parliament right now? And if yes, how much is the value?
Okay. I mean, he's an entrepreneur, he's into economy, agriculture as well, so I'm very happy that he's able to ask the question. So, Senator, we'll be waiting on your response.
Well, I've been MP for 5 years, and I don't recall that there was any budget for us to do social work or to do anything else other than our salary and these things. So definitely there is none. But it's a very good idea. We should have a budget for that, because with the new system, more and more claims will come directly to MPs. Not only MPs, but senators as well, because they are parliamentarians. Both chambers constitute the parliament. But at this point in time, no. And who to attack is not just the MP. In a constituency, then you have your municipal councillors, you have your MPs, you have your senators, you have your regional councillors, you have, how do you call prefect in English? I don't even know.
Prefect. It's not really an English system, but prefect.
Yeah, prefect, and then you have the governor of the region. Once all these guys are not answering, then you can see which ministry oversees that project or that aspect of that issue and escalate the issue there. And if not, and nobody's listening, nobody's answering you, everybody's playing the deaf boss, you can use the press also to voice your concerns. It's legal and it will shed some light on that issue and force those who are responsible to resolve those issues and that have made promises during the electoral campaign to deliver what they've promised.
So Jerry,
before you, hold on.
You said two questions.
No, go ahead.
You said two questions, right?
Yes. Would you want to take all two, or you want him to go before you come?
Oh, I will take at the same time because of what you just said.
Okay.
We are all here and we saw how he defined this new constitution, the way it will be helpful to the citizens, and telling us right here in its life that the power is shifting from the president to the MPs. And you are telling me now that there are no budget allocated to the MPs. So how can we hold the MPs accountable? You are just saying if we don't find our answer from the MPs, we have to seek for the governor.
I mean, there's a protocol to
but while you were giving the good about the constitution, why the power is shifted from the president to the MPs, the specific thing was development must come from the MPs. So if right now, if nothing is happening in my constituency and I cannot come and ask you for answers, we are looking for councillors, we are looking for governors. The protocol is like we are joking as a nation. If we are a serious nation, if the power have shifted from the presidency to the MPs, they should be allocated budget to them. And if something is not going on, maybe the next election we can, vote accordingly. And he said something that I want to speak on. Campaigns in Togo. I don't think we have, standard campaigns in Togo based on manifestos. See, we don't have like the party will come, give their project, and we vote according to project and things. We have to. So
I understand the preamble you created, but could you put it in a question form directly to him so he will be able to answer for us?
Okay, so for me to cut it short, so how does the new electoral system ensures fair and proportional representation of the region and social group in Togo?
So his question is how do we proportion, or the electoral elections give that proportion for representation for all the various aspects?
One of the things that we are looking at reviewing right now is the charter of political parties, because it was structured, or it was aligned to the previous constitution. Now that we've shifted to a parliamentary regime, most of the power resides in parliament with MPs. So we need to have a charter of political parties that takes that into account. And to answer the queries that you are having regarding why it's a parliamentary system, but I have to go to my municipal council and all these things, the thing is that you can go to see all these different bodies, but the one that holds the most power is the MP, because the president of the council, who leads the executive branch of the country, is the leader of the political party or the leader of the coalition of political parties that has the majority in the National Assembly. So ideally he will be an MP himself, but if that's not the case, that's not a big deal. but it's based on the results that you have at the legislative elections, that the person that's going to run the government, that's going to be the head of the government, will be determined. So their next election is at stake if the job doesn't get done. The municipal councilor will be able to tell you that, hey, we didn't get any budget from the government. The senator too can hide behind, oh, it's after the MPs have done their job that we step in. Everybody can hide, but the MP can't hide. He's the one voting the budget for the year. So if you see the yearly budget and there is nothing for a constituency, there is nothing in what you've promised in your manifesto, and you don't say anything and you just vote yes, you are trying to hang yourself. You're putting yourself at risk, basically. So the power has really shifted, and people really have to chase them and hold them accountable for all the promises that they have made. All the other bodies can help, but the main segment that has power is the MP.
Without budget.
Without budget. Put it this way, and just to shed some light on that budget thing, is that the way that Togo is structured right now is that even if we're in the parliament and the government brings a budget for next year, if as an MP I'm reading the budget and I say, oh, we should give more subsidies to this institution or to this group of people, it's mandatory that you tell us where you're gonna find the money to do that without cutting existing expenditures. All right, you have to generate the revenue that will finance them. So basically, these are what I call inconsistencies that we've noticed, and that's why we want people to vote for us, but that has not been happening. So that we can change that, so that MPs can have the tools. They can live according to their position and their condition, not just be there to hold people accountable, but not have tools to really manage infraction, right? Okay. But that will come over time. Togo is a young democracy, and we are slowly learning how to live in a democracy. So over time, I trusted that these issues will be resolved. Sorry, I've been a bit long.
Okay, so in summary, it means there's no budget, first of all, and then to be able to do the kind of development or social work that needs to be done, there has to be a means for the person to collate or to cultivate that budget for that particular activity. And also, to sum it up, it means that with the adoption of the new constitution, there is going to take a time for that to happen. We wouldn't know how long it will be. I know the reality in terms of speech and paper is not the same as what we live in. I do understand that. But I will move to Mr. Selom for your question.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. I've already listened to Mr. Alipi, Senator Alipi. My concern is about the government. If I recall, last year when actually the previous government was talking about the new constitution, they say they have 12 months of transitional period to put in place all institutions. And I think the 12 months has passed. Reason why I ask, isn't it the government part of those institutions that need to be put in place within those 12 months? And Mr. Alipi say we have a government, but according to me, we don't have actually a government. Why? Because
the constitution, that is what you mean.
Yeah, the government is the minister are supposed to be chosen by a prime minister who is the head of the government, and the prime minister resigned on May 2nd. Okay. So normally she's supposed to resign with all his ministers
because of the previous government.
Exactly, but she resigned, but the ministers are still in place. So isn't that a violation that the head of the government resigned, but his ministers are still in place? Who are they accountable to right now?
I think that's the very first question.
That's a very difficult question to be serious. In every country, even when there's a crisis or there's something, if the prime minister resigns, the ministers stay in place to expedite the current affairs, right, until the new ministers are appointed.
France, for example.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes time. So the situation in which we are right now is not the ideal situation. If us, UFC or Ablode people, were in power, you never wait 4 months.
Is that a manifesto or promise?
No, I'm trying to explain to him that I'm trying to explain a situation that we have. That doesn't mean that I agree with the situation that we have. The situation that we have is that we made a big shift, and it takes time to make adjustments. Some people don't even succeed in doing that shift. It becomes another problem, wars or civil war or a lot of chaos. So we've done well so far. These are few things that needs to be fixed, and I hope and trust that in the upcoming weeks we'll have a new government. I'd like to ask everybody just to be a little more patient. Not everything is perfect.
But he doesn't decide on that.
And I wish I could appoint the minister. You will be Minister of Finance, and you have the Minister of Information here. So, and he will be Minister of Sports or Agriculture or whatever you want. Just to say, let's be serious, just to say that it's not easy to form a government. He could have reappointed all the ministers that were doing their job and then changed them few weeks later. So what is the point of doing that? We had municipal elections, and we just out of the municipal elections, now we're going to elect the mayors. I believe that once that's done, the country will be stable enough to shift to something more important, which is like have a government that will start executing the program. So it's unfortunate that we have these delays, but we have to be patient and trust that it's for it's for a better solution, or it's for a better outcome.
Okay.
But you have a point, so I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. You have a point, and your point is valid.
Okay, so you can go with the next question.
If I can jump back on that, I think that is becoming the new normal in Togo. It's not like the first time we are having that. Even the new constitution that we're talking about, it was voted by deputy that were actually out of office, if you remember. We are having the same team now with the government, and even the mayors, the new mayors we're supposed to have. Because the last election was in July, and they came out with the dates like 3 weeks ago or a month ago that the mayor will be chosen, and then they will start working. Later on, they pushed the dates to 17 and 18, which is supposed to be today, I think. And I think 2 days ago, I read a note that saying it won't happen, it will be pushed forward again. So it's like, it's the new normal.
Trust among the.
It's the new normal in Togo that people like is always going like that. I think you guys should actually take care of that.
Yeah.
Or why is it going that way? Actually, that's my real question.
It speaks to the aspect of legitimacy in terms of the new government that they are hoping for, and also trust that can be between the citizens and those in power.
Absolutely, and to shed some light on the issue, I disagree that it's the new normal. There's not such a thing for a parliament, as the parliament and the government are really two different things.
Sure.
Like for the government, when the prime minister resigns, the ministers stay in place, but they don't make big decisions until the next minister is appointed. That principle doesn't exist with the parliament. The parliament the parliamentarians keep all their power until a new MP is elected, and even when he's elected, they have to sit for a first time, and that first sitting ends the power of the previous parliament, and the new parliament starts. Just to give you an example, in 2018, in December 2018, we had legislative elections on December the 20th.
Yeah.
It's the old MPs from the previous legislature, although we even had the results already, saying that these guys are elected, they will start in January, but it's the MPs from the previous legislature that voted the budget for 2029.
Okay, so if I understand, the previous government is
2019
voting for a new budget. That is, the new government is expected to actually.
Exactly.
So
That is where he's probably coming with the issue of violation.
no, there's no violation. It's perfectly legal when it comes to parliament.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to government, there are some projects that are waiting for the new ministers that will be appointed to start. So that's why I'm saying that you have a point there. There are some things that the ministers that are waiting right now can do, and there are some things that they can do. The MPs keep their powers, all the way until the day they are replaced. And for the municipal councillor, the way it works is that once you're elected, when the final results are proclaimed, you have 60 days to elect the new mayor so that they can start working. If you fail to do so within that time frame, the government could even have to appoint people like mayors, like délégation spéciale that they had before. So for ministers and for municipal councils, the rules are similar, right? You don't have all the powers that you have when you are exiting. But for MPs, you keep the powers that you have until the day the new one starts. So you can change the constitution, you can vote the budget, you can do everything. It's just that some people didn't agree with the constitution and use that fallacious argument just to mislead people. If you look at the constitution, the current one and the previous one, there's nothing talking about what they call here affaires courantes. And the very people talking about it themselves enjoy the benefits, because in 2018 their term ended in July of that year. They stayed in place August, September, October, November, December, voted the budget for the next year before leaving. So it's not the new normal, but
that is what he is trying to
have a new
refer
government
to.
quickly, and I think that will make everybody happy, and then the country can get back to business.
I am hoping that probably one of these days we can get someone from the ruling party. I think they will be more.
They are accountable for the current situation.
Exactly. So we are about to wrap up for this session, so I will ask you one last question. Please be brief.
I feel very sad, and I don't see even the importance of asking another question.
But you still want to ask.
Yeah, but I just want to say something.
Then there is an importance.
Like, as a nation,
okay,
in this 21st century, seeking for development, how the world is moving around us, and just Ghana beside us, in less than 50 days, their government was formed, and they are even doing project already. And here, we haven't said the government yet, and we are even giving an excuse that in the constitution there's nowhere stated that this is the limit date. That means even 10 years, if we don't set government, it's not against law, and once it's not illegal, you cannot fight anyone against. And the funny part is that when you stand out right now and speak wrong about something, and you point out somebody right now, they will come and arrest you because there's no law there saying it shouldn't be done. So when you go against and you tackle somebody, you can be easily attacked. So
you're pointing there's an issue with freedom of speech, if I understand.
Not only freedom of speech, like the Togo is like on a time bomb. Like like nothing is going on. While the MP was speaking, like, I feel sad. There are projects he really need to do for his constituents. But right now, there's no budget allocated. You get the whole point. So he can't be doing those kind of things. But I wonder how the literature project in his constitution they are taking care of. I don't know if it's the past MPs working at their place. Okay. But we hope that one day, miraculously, something will happen and Togo will stand out.
Thank you very much for that confidence you are putting out there. So, Mr. Silos, just something brief and last, please.
Okay. If I can talk about what happened just yesterday in this country, the senator said we are a young democracy. So my question is, in a democracy, can we arrest someone? I'm talking about Mrs. Nyakade, who is the former Minister of Army. The way she was arrested first, and till now we don't even know the charges against her. So in a democracy, I think it shouldn't be that way, right? And let's not lie to ourselves. We are going through a crisis, a political crisis right now. So don't you think, as senator, that arrestation is going just to make things worse in the country?
Okay. So if I understand, instead of things to simmer down, more actions taken by those in power are making it worse.
Exactly.
So
is there a way to arrest in the new constitution?
I would like the senator to respond.
I think that it's very important, especially for young people like you, to take time to read the constitution, the new constitution. in the previous constitution it wasn't very important, but in the new one we have an appendix with 25 articles that are guaranteeing freedom and rights of citizens. And Article 9, if my memory is good, allows you to demonstrate and to do whatever you want to do, providing that you comply with the law that was voted on August 7, 2019, that determines under which circumstances you can demonstrate. Now, in terms of freedom of speech, I believe that Mrs. Nyakade, who is a brave lady, don't get me wrong, she's very authentic. When you see her, she's not like most people wearing wigs and funny things. She's an authentic African, brave lady speaking her peace of mind, what she thinks.
Right.
And for a woman to do politics at this level in this country, it's not easy. That's one. Now, what she's saying has limits also, right? We are all politicians. We have a constitution that determines in which field and what can be done in the field. It's like you're a soccer player, and at one point in time in the game, you take the ball and you decide that you're going to play out of the field. You're going to play outside, and when you score a goal, that counts. She asked for the army to intervene in political affairs, and I believe that she crossed the line. But although she did that, nobody said anything. It's democracy. You can say what you think. Now, she's been arrested. We're going to look into why was she arrested. Is it related to what she said, which I doubt, or there are other things? Maybe she did more than talking, but it's too early to say anything. We'll also look at how she was arrested. Did they have a warrant? Did they follow all the procedures that they have to follow? What are the charges? And ensure that if there are charges, she gets a free and fair trial. So all these things are very complicated. It's not because I'm a senator today or we are politicians that we can say and do whatever we want, and because we said it on the media, nobody can touch us. My freedom of speech starts where your rights as a human being also start. I can come and, like some of the bloggers are doing, call people dog, insult father, mother, and do whatever they want to say, and we accept that as a society. We are trying to build a country, and I believe that people like Ferdinand Haïté, Mrs. Nyakade, Mr. François Boko, or Zaga Bambo, and all these things, all these people, they have something to bring to help us build Togo. So we need to have an environment that gives them the opportunity to bring what they have to bring without all these imperfections or insults and all these things, so that we can build the country. The country is for everybody. It's not just for the ruling party or the opposition. So I will continue the dialogue and ensure that conditions are created so that everybody can come back home and we can discuss about our issues without insults, without getting the army or anybody involved, and that we ensure that when we go to elections, we have free and fair elections that don't bring more problems than they are supposed to solve. So as I said, and to end, it's a young democracy. We have to be extremely patient. We have to be cautious. We have to hold people accountable like you're doing right now. You're asking me questions. I can't even hide under the table. I have to answer. Although I'm even from the opposition, I could join you and we all attack the government. But I believe that once I've voted for something and it's implemented, it belongs to all of us. These are public policy. This is our constitution as a country, and it's my duty to explain it, to defend it. And just like he had a valid point right now, if you have a valid point or you come up with things that are right, that need to be changed, now when we are back to the parliament, I'll say, you know what, these young people were right on this article, we should change it. And then we'll initiate the debate there at that point and change what needs to be changed, using the right path. Right.
Thank you very much, Senator, for that last submission. We can't actually touch on every question. My apologies for that. And then we have a second session that we'll be touching on. So thank you, Mr. Daniel Agbebleu, and also Mr. Selom Olympio for your concern as a citizen of Togo for the development of the country. Thank you very much again, Senator, for being here. I will hold you on and with the second part of the conversation. So we've come to the end of the first part of this conversation. We'll be taking a quick break. When we come back, the show continues.